some of the teachers had already looked into logic of English and had started using bits and pieces of it, and we knew that there was much, much more. We needed more training, we needed more materials. So
there are so many teachable moments with it all day long. I mean, when kids are asking how to spell something, they say, how do you spell stack? You're like, st-ack. And your two fingers that's the CK, that represents the two-letter k, that's after a short vowel sound. And there's all these rules, and these kids learn them. I mean, they are little sponges. There's a lot to it. And English we are able to decode it. We just have to have the tools to know how to do that and give the kids those tools.
And the way it's presented is it's a tool to help them decode this world of reading that to many is just intimidating, and they're just getting their feet wet with reading in first grade for some of them.
Amazing gains. I mean, the first graders, I think it was like 97% of them met that goal by the end of the year. And like I said, 73% of the kindergartners met their goals. So that's huge for, basically 3 months of actual instruction. I really have been impressed with just the strength that the kiddos have in their phonograms after they have finished, with what we've taught them.
we set a goal that kindergarten would learn 40 of the 45. All of my students exceeded that goal, 20 out of 20 students. But what I love is I'm up here reading in the morning, and it's not necessarily our logic of English phonics time, or they call them phonemes now. It's not our practice time. And they'll stop me and say, WH, there's WH, and it can only be at the beginning of a word. And yes, okay, now let's keep reading. But they're so into the rules and the sounds and understanding why. And these 5 and 6-year-olds are learning the rules and applying them and teaching others. I like it when I can teach something and explain why and have it make sense. And logic of English definitely does that.
I think the part that worked really well for us too is that we had teams working on it together. If you were just a teacher by yourself trying to implement this, especially mid-year, I can see how it'd be really difficult, but we kept each other accountable.
I feel really proud of our staff who jumped on board to really try to make a difference for kids, and it makes a huge impact. And we see it, in the data. There's hard numbers to back it up, the success. And
so students from kindergarten are going to come in knowing most of the phonograms. So where we started with our first graders this year will be very different where we start with our first graders next year in the fall.
Our kiddos, almost 100% of them, met the goal that we set for them. Well, there's like 73% of the kindergartners have already met that goal. So they're already way ahead of the game. So yeah, we're really ready to just take off in September.